Dear students, in this session we are going to see functions, and we are going to concentrate more on real valued functions. So just we are going to give an outline of what is a function, and before the going to function you must know what is a Cartesian product of two sets. See here, this is the definition. You can make a note of this. I give the continuous numbering. If A and B are any two sets, what is the meaning of Cartesian product of two sets? That is denoted by the symbol A cross B, and a set of all ordered pairs where A belongs to A and B belongs to B. This is called as a Cartesian product of two sets, and you can give a lot of examples. Now you can see what is a Cartesian product. Just an example we are giving. You can see the definition from that reference book. What is the definition of a Cartesian product? Suppose we give a set A is denoted by 1, 2 and 3. Another set B is denoted by 5 and 9. So what is the Cartesian product of two sets? All possible ordered pairs. See, the first element you take from A, 1 comma 5. This is one element of that set. Next 1 comma 9. Next 2 comma 5. Next 2 comma 9. Next 3 comma 5. Next 3 comma 9. So this is an ordered pair. This is the set. Each set, the element is not numbers, they are ordered pairs. So one comma, the first element should come from A and the second one should come from. This is the basic example of what is meaning of Cartesian product of two sets. Now how to visualize this? See, we will see some that reference book. We can see the reference book now. See, this is the Robert Bartley book is there now. We can refer that book. That book is also very good explanations they are given. You can refer this book also. I have shared in the Google Classroom. You see here they are given some definition. You can write this definition also. What is the meaning of Cartesian product of two sets? You can see here Cartesian product of two sets is this is one. Set of all ordered pairs with A must belong to A and B must belongs to the small set. Sorry, the other set B. Okay. Now this is a simple example. Okay, whatever I told, the same like this. They have taken two sets A and B, all real numbers only. The set contains only real numbers. Okay. So now you see this example. This is what we can visualize. What is this Cartesian product? You see, A equals to set of all real numbers. Set of all real numbers such that the real number should lie between what? 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So that is A. And what is B? You see the set B, set of all real numbers Y such that it should lie between 0 and 1, and there is a break and it starts from 2 to 3. You see here, to visualize this is x-axis, and we can consider this set A on the x-axis. That is also a real line, 1 to 2. So set of all real numbers lying between 1 and 2, including 1 and 2. This is that. This line segment on the real line is my set A. What is set B? It contains two line segments, 0 to 1 and 1 2 to 3. You have to check. This is also a real line, but we have put it in vertical position so that we can visualize this set. See here, 0 to 1. See here, 0 to 1. Next, the other one, this one is not considered. Then from 2 to 3. So what is the intersection of these two? The Cartesian product of two sets A and B. You can see the intersection, this set and this set. So we get a square like this, a rectangle. This shaded area contains all ordered pairs. that belongs to A cross B. Also this one also. You take any point in this, it will be an ordered pair. So this A cross B, the Cartesian product is these two shaded regions. Okay, for example, this is a simple example here, figure 1.1.2 here they given. Suppose I take one element from x-axis, the other element from along the set B, that is kept as a y-axis. So what is that Cartesian product of A cross B? That is nothing but ordered pair. Okay. So like this you can visualize it. This example also you can make a note. You can refer many books. There are a lot of definitions, but everything as the see here. This is also the same definition. The definition won't change. Maybe the way of defining, way of representation may change. Okay, this one also you can write in your notebook. Okay, what is meaning of Cartesian product? You can give this example. This looks good. This is very good example, so that you can visualize it. Okay, now you see they are given one function f of x. They define one real valued function. Why it is called real valued function? I will just explain you what is a real valued function, what is range, what is codomain, everything we are going to discuss, but not very deep. This is all you already studied. So you see here, this is some function given, f of x equals to x square plus 3x minus 5. Just a minute. So the Cartesian product they are given. Okay, so this function, so what is f of 0? In where x is there, you put 0 and see it is minus 5. Then what is, this is called function values. You put x equals to 1, I get this value. Put x equal to 5 here, I get 35. So we are going to go to the definition of function. Before that, what is a function? This is the main definition. You see here, it's the main definition. A function f from a set A into a set B is a rule of correspondence that assigns to each element x in A unique element f of x in B. So this is the definition of a function, and this is another definition. A and B be any two sets. A function from A to B is a set f of ordered pairs A cross B such that each A in A there exists only unique B in B. In other words, if A comma B is element of F, then A comma B dash is also element of F, then this B and B dash must be equal. So I just give small explanation for function. You see this definition, just now we saw, a function f from a set A into B is a rule of correspondence that assigns each element of A unique element in B. This is the definition. Okay, so see here, for example, I am starting with an example. Suppose you take any set A and B. Suppose A is one set A, this is the other set B. Suppose I am considering only real numbers, both A and B are real numbers only we consider. Suppose this is A, B, C, D and E. Suppose there are 5 elements. I say real numbers, maybe I will put alphabets. We are not going to go real numbers now. Present we start with alphabets A, B, C, D, E. Suppose this is a set A. Set means, you know what is it? It's a collection. It's a collection of well-defined objects. Suppose the set B contains alpha, beta, gamma. Suppose I use some symbols, delta and suppose epsilon, like this, some symbols. So now I just map this function. Suppose what is a function definition? It is a correspondence, or it is a maps each element in A and unique element in B. So every element must be mapped to what? A unique element in B. That is very important. Unique element. Suppose A is mapped to alpha, the same A should not be mapped to beta. That is not allowed. That is why every element should be mapped to a unique element in the B, the other set B. I call this set as a domain set. All definitions are available. This is called as codomain. Codomain. So here I'm defining my own function. I can define using a formula also, but I can use using the Cartesian product also. So here A is mapped to alpha, and suppose B is mapped to beta, C is mapped to gamma. Suppose I am giving my mapping. D is mapped to delta. Suppose. So how can I write this one? Generally we say it's a mapping. A mapping is one which relates elements from set A to the set B. That is called as generally we call as a mapping. What is a function? Function is a mapping such that it satisfies the condition. What is the condition? Every element must be mapped to only a unique element in B. That is a special condition. So suppose this is a function. This function I can write it as a Cartesian product. What is this? Ordered pairs. A is mapped to alpha. Next B is mapped to beta. Cartesian product. And C is mapped to gamma. And D is mapped to delta. That's all. This is my function. Okay. But sorry, we should not use the word function. Why? Because this is a mapping. Now at present we say this as a mapping. Why? Because it is not satisfying the definition of the function. Why? This element has not been mapped to an element in B. See the definition of function. Every element in A must be mapped to a unique element in the set B. So this is not a function, but we can say it is a mapping. Suppose this E is mapped to epsilon. So I can change the function. Now this E is mapped to epsilon. Now I can say that F is a function. Now F is a function. Why? Every element is mapped to unique element. What is the uniqueness means? This every element here should be mapped to only one element. Suppose A is mapped to B, then I cannot say that this is a function. Okay. Suppose E instead of epsilon I am mapping to this E instead of epsilon I can map to, I am defining my own function delta. This is also a function. Okay, this is a function. Okay, every element is mapped to a unique element in B. Okay, so even I can map all the elements to a single element also. That is called as many to one function, that we are going to discuss the definitions. Okay, this is the definition. And here what is important is, here this is called as the domain. A is called as a domain. This one set B is called as a codomain, and we are going to define one set, again another one set called as a range of the function. The range is the set of all elements which is mapped. See, suppose alpha A is the element, we call A alpha as the image of A. Alpha is called as image of this element A under the function F. So we simply we write image of A, F of A is equals to phi. So what is F of B? What is the image of B under the function alpha, under function F? Beta. According to this function, what I define. What is the image of C? That is gamma. What is the image of D? Delta. And what is the image of E? That is also delta. So this is the definition of image. What is an image? How can we say that we are going to see the definition of image? This is how we define it. And another one, if you study image, next we are going to study about pre-image. What is a pre-image? Pre-images or pre-image. Suppose alpha is a image. What is the pre-image of alpha? you can see, you can trace back this. What is the pre-image of alpha? A. Yes. From this itself I can say the inverse image or the pre-image. Inverse image of alpha is what? A. So what is the inverse image of beta? You can see here. What is it? Not always I can visualize it. You must, here I am just visualizing this one. So what is inverse image of B under F? B. So what is inverse image of gamma? C. So what is inverse image of D? Very delta. Here delta, the inverse images, there are two inverse images, D and E. That is not a single element. So not, you have to be very careful. So the inverse image of delta is D and E. It is a set. Okay. So these are the basic definitions. What is called as an inverse image. We are going to see the definition. What is a range? Set of all elements which is having the pre-images. Here epsilon is not in the range, but it is in the codomain. What is the inverse image of epsilon? The inverse image of epsilon, there is nothing. So it is an empty set. Already we studied this is how you put the empty set, or you put nothing is there. Okay. So these are the basic definitions. And you can see here all the definition. What is a function? Just now we studied in deep. This is the main definition for this real analysis. What is a function? It's a set of all ordered pairs. Just now I explained both ways. I explained in ordered pairs also. I explained using this general function, the definition. Okay. This one you can do. What is a domain? Domain, we here they denoted by D of F. The function is F, is a domain of F. I have given the example just now. You can see which is the domain. What is the range? Set of all second elements in F is called as a range. In the ordered pair, in this ordered pair, all the second elements, no? Ordered pair, you can collect them, and that is the range. That is what they have said. So if you refer many books, you will get more clear knowledge on the definition or the concept. So sometimes a single book, if you follow, it may not be clear definitions. So you have to refer many books. Even a simple definition also, you can see how they define. If you see in the reference book, you see the Richard Goldberg book, see this is what is explained. What is a mapping? You have to read everything. You have to go good knowledge in what is the inverse image, what is a range, what is image. See it. So they are given some definitions. I have given an example and I explained. Okay, here this also you can explain. See, this is A cross B. How, what is the meaning? Also geometrically I can visualize this A cross B. Cartesian products. Everything is available. See here. Go for this book also. Both the books you can follow. Range, domain. What is a vertical line test? Suppose vertical line test. See what is the definition says? Every element in the range should be mapped a unique element in the domain. Suppose I take this is x-axis, y-axis. Suppose I have a function like this. So this is y and this is x. Suppose this is the point A and suppose this is the point B, and we call this as f of x, y equals to f of x. So here, so you see every element of this, suppose this is the domain set A, okay, and see here the function stops up to here, it goes as a constant function, that's all. So this is my range. You can say codomain also. So here every element here has a unique pre-image. See how to find it. Every element has a unique pre-image. Suppose you take one element here. What is the image of this? Just this pen is not good. It's just creating some problem. Okay, every element, if you see from x-axis, you point it and find the image in the y-axis. Okay, and vertical line test means you draw one vertical line and see that that graph should intersect that vertical line at only one point. Then you can say that it is a function. If it is intersecting at more than one point, then it is not a function. That is called as vertical line test. Suppose like this one graph is there, like this. Suppose this is x-axis and y-axis. You draw one vertical line like this. See, it intersects the graph at 2 points. So this is not a function. For the same value of a, there are two values in the image set. Okay, so this is violating the definition of a function. This is called as vertical line test. Suppose the graphs are given, all the graphs are mapping, but which is a function? Immediately you can see, you can construct a vertical line in the domain. You see anywhere it is meeting at more than one point, then we can assure that it is not a function. Like this, many questions they will ask in some examinations, competitive examinations. They will give some graphs and they will ask you to check which function, which mapping is not a function. Immediately you can visualize and see if a vertical line you draw, if it is intersecting at more than one point, then it is not a function. Okay, that is what they say. You can, many graphs you can see whether it is a function or not, you can decide immediately. That is helpful if it is maximum 2-dimensional figure. Okay, vertical line test is for R square. See here in geometrical terms it says that every vertical line with x equal to a and x equal to a, with a belongs to capital A, intersect the graph exactly at one point. See, this is an example they are given. Everything you can understand from this single graph. This graph is my function. This is my function, and you see the domain that is called as D of f. I may give the name as capital A. This is the domain of the set, this line. Okay, and this line, this full set, y-axis, that's also real line. We call it as the codomain called as B, but this is called as the range. See the range? This is the range of the graph. The graph does not go beyond these two limits. So this is the range of the, and this is A, and if you say what is the image of this, B. And you can see vertical line test, you draw vertical lines throughout in this domain, like this, many vertical lines draw. The graph intersects at only one point with the vertical line. So it is clearly a function as a graph. So what is the value of the function? Suppose a is a number or an element. What is the value of this function? Value of this element A? That is f of A, that is B. And what is the image of A? Sorry, you can use the word image also. The image of A is what? B. But what is the inverse image of B? You can see from this graph. What is the inverse image? You see the inverse image is this. You see here one element is there, and here is one element is there, and finally another element is here. So to find the inverse image, you just draw this horizontal line, and then we can find the inverse images. So for this graph, there are 3 inverse images for the point B. See here, maybe first one here, second point is here, third point is here. Okay, so you can refer this. What is this? Domain, codomain, inverse image. And you can see this example here from our reference book, f of x equals to x square. So what is that example? You see the function f is written as a set of all ordered pairs, and it is the full real line. Okay, the full real line, and we can define like this also. I will just write this one here. Now these are all basics already you must have studied. Example, and a function is defined like this. Already I defined as a set of all ordered pairs x comma x square such that the x lies between minus infinity to, it's a full real, the domain, this is the range, sorry, domain of this function. So what is the domain? The full real line. It's infinity to minus infinity, this is the real line. And how is this function moving? Is x is mapped to, this is the first, this element you should take from domain, and this you have to take from, you have to put it in the range. Okay, so simply we can write this function as like this also, f of x equals to x square. This is the most famous notations. The range will be given like this, minus infinity less than x less than. How is it mapping? If x is mapped to x square, simply I will write two real lines here. Suppose this is one real line called domain. Suppose this is the other real line I take. Suppose this is the domain you see, codomain. This is domain, codomain. So what happens to this function? X is mapped to x square. Okay. Suppose I take number 2. How is it mapped? 2 is mapped to 2 square, 4. Like this you can imagine. This is how the function maps. This is my function f. This is the set A you can take. This is a set B called domain. And suppose minus 2. That is also mapping to what? The same 4. Okay. So what is the range of this function? All the elements are here, you see range. It's positive range. So the range is 0 to infinity. So this is the only, this is the shaded region is the range, that is 0 to infinity. 0 is included because here 0 is there, no? 0 is mapped to 0. And if minus 2 is also mapped to plus 4. Okay. So what is the inverse image of simple questions we can ask? What is the image of 0 under this function? 0. What is the image of 1? 1. What is the image of 2? 4. What is the image of minus 2? That is also 4. So from these two, what I can conclude? What is the inverse image of 4 under this mapping? It contains two elements, 2 and minus 2. Okay, like this many questions you can ask yourself. And very important thing, can what is the inverse image of minus 7? It's a question. Here, inverse image of an element, that element you have to first take from where? The range. But here the range is what? 0 to infinity. But minus 7 is somewhere here. So what is the, there is no element mapped to minus 7 from A. So what is the inverse image of minus 7 under this mapping? It is an empty set. No element is mapped. So like this many questions you can ask, and you can train yourself before going to the main chapters. You must learn very very much in depth. You have to learn about the functions. You can refer the reference books I given. Go through all the reference books. Okay. So now